Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to a show where we're going to be focusing on the form of Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the early stages of this season. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is on 9 goals out of, is it 5 or 6 games? 6 games now, isn't it? 9 goals out of 6 games. What a start to the season. In the England squad, of course. You know, you can't ask for much better from your number 9, Everton's number 9. He's really starting to show that he's a player worthy of wearing that shirt when there was a lot of question marks. Let's not forget when he was first handed that shirt number, but he's really showing why he's worthy of that shirt. He's been absolutely excellent this season. We'll start with you, Dan. What do you think's been the sort of the reason for Calvert-Lewin's improvement in form at the start of this season compared to he had a bit of a goal streak at the end of last year? What's sort of been the difference?
Well, I think at the end of last season, I think it was an actual wake-up call to everyone, and especially Calvert-Lewin, because after the lockdown games, he didn't really do anything good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he scored. So I think he's went away and he's trained and he's worked on it, and you know, and I think he's believed in himself now, and he's at that age now where he's think, right, I need to peak now because he's played under Human and Marco Silva and now and where we are, and you can't ask for a better coach and as Carlo Ancelotti, you know what I mean? Like, and I think he's worked on him and he's stuck by him, and you can't ask for anything more, and especially Big Dunk.
Yeah, that's a very good point. With Big Dunk certainly done wonders for Calvert-Lewin. I think that was the point where his Everton career really turned around, was when Dunk took over as caretaker, and I think that was when we first started to see him bagging goals regularly.
Yeah, you know, like that's what he's probably just told him, go away and watch I like to me. Watch how I done it. I gave centre halves an headache. Make it, you know, like and you can see it, and he's trained and he's bulked up, but he doesn't have to run everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Don't run side to side. Just stay there and make yourself known in a way. Do you know what I mean? From minute one, make yourself known, and that's what he's starting to do. And the goals that he's scoring now under the Carlo Ancelotti is that they're just one-touch goals, and that's what he said last week. He went, I'm telling Calvert-Lewin, just be there at the right place at the right time and you'll score. And he's worked on it because there was times in games where he weren't there and he was like a step behind. He's thinking, just train on that, and he's scoring now because he's there at the right place at the right time. So,
yeah, I think
worked on.
Definitely, I think Carlo's always liked having strikers in his teams that score these kind of one-touch goals, and it's obvious that he's been wanting to get that out of his number 9 here, and the start of this season we're definitely seeing that. I think I saw a statistic, I think it's like 12 out of his last 13 goals have all been one-touch finishes.
Yeah, and even when he took charge last in December, and like nearly all of his goals now were just like, you know, just be there, and I think it was, when was it, after Palace, I think it was, and he came out and he went, I've trained Inzaghi and I told Inzaghi, like, just be there, and I think that's what he's coached him to be like. Yeah,
I think that's the kind of mould of striker he's looking for, and he's always had one everywhere he's been. Terry, what is there anything else you've got to add maybe that might have been a factor in Calvert-Lewin's upturn in form, anything in particular?
Just hard work. Like, I don't understand how anyone can not like Calvert-Lewin. Like, he's all right. It's easy to say that now that he's scoring all the time, and you know, like when he wasn't scoring as much, that was when he got more criticism. But there are still people who don't. But it's like everything about the lad's just ideal. Like, he was really, you know, you don't know them obviously, but from everything you hear and see, you know, he seems like he's very dedicated, very down to earth. Like, You know,
He's
never in any media trouble or anything like that. Seems like he literally just seems like he works his bollocks off for the team to improve himself. Since he's come into the first team, he's improved every single year. And only now that he's got a top manager who's took one look at him, and every other manager he had, all the jokers we had before Ancelotti have gone, he works hard and runs a lot. We'll just have him chasing all the channels down and running after lost balls. And whereas Ancelotti went, nah, he's a box striker. You need to get him in the box and he'll slot. And now he's doing it because our actual proper managers have to look at him. But even before that, like when I think we got a little bit spoilt with Lukaku. We had a bona fide 20-plus goal a season striker for several years, and we literally relied on him for everything. Then he went, and we struggled to replace him. Like, we suddenly felt that vacuum. And Calvert-Lewin was at the club when he went. He was just a kid, and he was, because we didn't get the striker in on the deadline day when Lukaku went, we basically relied on Calvert-Lewin too early. But he stood up to the scrutiny and the pressure and, frankly, the abuse that he's been getting ever since that. Don't forget, since Lukaku's left, Calvert-Lewin has sawed off quite a few. The club's brought strikers in to replace Lukaku and really replace Calvert-Lewin in that time, and every one of them has fell by the wayside. Sandro came in, didn't get a sniff. Tosin's come in, did all right at first.
Moise Kean.
Now he's nowhere near. Moise Kean's had to leave. Calvert-Lewin, against the odds, has established himself as the top striker of the club. He's took the number 9 shirt on. He's took that spotlight. He talks dead well after every game when he's speaking. All he's talking about is just working hard and the rest takes care of itself. He's absolutely ideal for the club. I'm made up that we've got him on a long contract. And he
reflects the values of this club, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is everything I think you should want in Everton number 9. Great attitude, great worker, off the ball. Opposition managers were actually talking about it, the way he works off the ball. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said that Dominic Calvert-Lewin chases pieces of paper on a windy day. So not like Lukaku could score and was a beast when he got hold of the ball and was running at defences, but he did nothing off the ball. And
I always thought Lukaku, for all his strength and his presence, never really roughed defenders up enough.
No, he was a great striker who scored us a lot of goals. So his weaknesses, you sort of accepted. Calvert-Lewin needs to be the same. Like, his weaknesses aren't work rate though. Like, he closes down the opposition all day, every day, presses. He's always in the box making himself a nuisance. He's a great header of the ball. He's a great slot. The only thing he can't do, he's not very adept at like picking up the ball and going past the man. But there's plenty of strikers like that. If they're good at everything else, they're always going to have one weakness. You're not going to have the complete package. He's got less weaknesses in his overall game than Lukaku, really, because Lukaku had a bad first touch. He was very poor off the ball. Calvert-Lewin's only got the one problem, and frankly,
and by the way, more Hogden, it's not pace.
Yeah, it's not pace. That it shows how much he watches Everton. But yeah, I think Calvert-Lewin, and just bear in mind we're recording this segment before the England game that he's starting. So if anything happens in this England game, this segment's going to be quite weird. So hopefully it's because he's got. Hopefully, no. Hopefully because he scores an hat-trick, not because anything bad happens. But
okay.
Yeah, he's deserved everything he's got because he's grafted his arse off for it against the odds. It hasn't been easy for him. Supporters, they've wanted other players to do it ahead of him, myself included at times. I was a big Moise Kean guy, but I've got to just take me, in true Calvert-Lewin fashion, I've got to just take my hat off at this point and just go, you know what, this lad's made the shirt his own.
He has, really has.
Yeah.
And he's made the Golden Boot his own if he carries on at this rate.
Well, yeah. Let's hope so, eh?
Fingers crossed there. So there you have it, guys. Let us know your opinions on, dare I say it, opinions on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I can't imagine there's going to be many negative ones at the moment. But anyway, let us know what you're thinking. Drop us a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. And until next time, thank you guys for watching on the Toffee Blues.